Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be. Today's post is going to be specific. It's eighth house, eighth house, eighth house. I haven't ignored. There's been a few people who have emailed me and asking for more information in regards to my chart, my astrological chart, and eighth house stuff. So it's me, eighth house, eighth house, eighth house. But first, health topic. Thank you, Steve. By the way, Steve thought the whole health topic thing was kind of funny. So I'm just going to go with it till y'all are sick of my Virgo shit. So hold on. Okay. Health topic. Coconut oil. Okay, you see that? Oil pulling. It's also so good for the skin. Oil pulling is it's an ancient technique or medicinal approach to keeping this part of the body clean. There's many benefits to it. And I believe it is the lauric acid within the coconut oil that diminishes the amounts of plaque you may build up with your teeth. I'm one of those freaks that has to go to the dentist 3 times a year, and I just don't like dentists. I think they're bizarre and weird and sadist. So when I started oil pulling it was probably about a decade ago, I noticed the plaque on my teeth was reducing. I even noticed with oil pulling, my teeth were just naturally whitening. So you can take coconut oil, or if you have to be very thrifty and you can only get the oil that's solidified. I cannot put that stuff in my mouth. I think it's a texture thing. You can do either or. You take 5 to 10 minutes to kind of swish it around your mouth. Try and make this like before when you first wake up and before you go brush your teeth. 5-10 minutes. Some people have suggested 20. I don't know if I could be. 10's enough. I've seen significant, difference with 10 minutes over a period of time. It's good. It kills a lot of the bacteria between this opening and that opening down there. Keep that shit clean. I won't go on with my Virgo madness. So let's talk eighth house. So, before I kind of get into this, and this is going to be a long post, so if you don't want to hear a bunch of yada, 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 shut it off now. It was 2010, and on Facebook, I had discovered a group, and I'm trying to think how she had it titled. Eighth house astrology. I honestly don't remember. Gosh, and that was only 6 years ago. That's pretty bad. Eighth house astrology group, or eighth house, something to that effect. Thank you, Carmen Turner-Schott, for your dedication to that subject and the fact that you had that group established. I found that room. And I don't think it was private. I think it was closed. Back in 2010, there were a handful of us. That room maxed out in 2010. I think there was only 44 members. And there were a handful of us, maybe 10 to 15, who actively posted all the time. And what I loved when I first got into the group and I kind of got a feel for the people is like any true eighth houser, and I'm sorry I'm not talking to Plutonians with other aspects. I'm specifically talking about people with multiple planets in the 8th house. I That's what the group is, so that's what I'm going to talk to. So anyway, I noticed when I first got in that room, kind of your typical subjects, family life, introversion, how how we view the world, how we interact with others, how we tend to have a very, very private life compared to a first house person or a 5th house person. So it was really comfortable. And, everybody from, I've got my notes here, everybody from Sarah Isis to Seren to Nikki to Janan to Josh. I remember Abella was on there, Abella author, fantastic astrologer, by the way. Alex Meg, Tammy. So, year after year, and it probably wasn't until 2012 that it started to grow. But those couple years, this small niche of people, including myself, it was really beautiful because we definitely had that space to discuss very private and I would consider confidential, feelings. And that's the one thing about an 8th houser or someone, or even in a group, that privacy is so highly regarded. And if you have that, and if you have the camaraderie, it's a very beautiful and transformative thing. Well, I'm not saying, Carmen had to grow her business naturally. I'm not saying, it was a bad thing that it grew. It was just really nice when we had the time. Only because I can remember back in 2010, depending on time zone, certain people would stumble home from the bars and they'd get online, and I was there too. And some of us would be a little tipsy and discussing our evenings and what shit we were going through in life. And it was very open, and it was just really, really a wonderful thing. It's a great group now. It's just, as things grow, things change, and that's okay. So anyway, I just want to take a trip down memory lane with that. And yeah, 8th house and privacy is huge. It's big, and it ties into our trust stuff, our trust issues. So what I kind of want to cover in this blip, this video about 8th house, is the love aspect side of our life. And the reason this sparked, it was from a post yesterday that there must have been over 50 comments, and I was thumbing through, and I had requested in the past to talk about this. So for the handful of you, and I know who you may be in the room, in the 8th house room on Facebook, you've got Moon Pluto, you've got Moon Venus, you've got Venus Pluto. I know there's quite a few of us out there. And when it comes to the inner workings of love, we transform through that action, meaning anything that we have brought into the relationship, and anything that we're receiving from our partner or husband or wife or what have you, we are simply transforming within ourselves, and believe it or not, transforming the partner or who we're with. There's a lot of kind of aspects to you know, the moon, Venus, Pluto, Mars, those 4 in 8th house, that in my years of studying astrology and the close friends that I have, because I just got to say this real quick, you 8th house folks, that's all our friends are, right? They're just a bunch of other Plutonians for the most part. You have to agree on that, because that's at least all I got in my life. Those 4 planets in the 8th deal with struggle and release, struggle and release. It is constant. It is that transformative element to it. So what I like to talk about in regards to the 8th house is more kind of the psychological trap door, or call it the back door, whatever. kind of sounds rude. Anyway, the psychological backburner stuff. And many of us can simply, you know, go through our lives, go through the shit we have to deal with. This, you know, anybody who's got those placements has had more than likely a lot of upheavals in their life. A lot of, I don't want to say suffering, but a lot of emotional stuff from childhood trauma. So we kind of keep this in a nice little bag that we take into adult life. And we do our best to work it out, right? I know for myself, as a young teenager, if I would have never come across the Red Book by Jung, I probably wouldn't be talking into this camera right now, and I probably would have been 6 feet under a long time ago. It's another big thing with 8th house people. You know, it's just a lot of emotional struggle. Notice I didn't say suffering. A lot of emotional struggle. So we have these events that happen in our life, and we become these things called adults, and we get in relationships and try our best to make a go at it. Not even knowing, you know, I mean, we can get to know a person, our partner, not even really knowing what they may have gone through themselves. I mean, yeah, you know, it's really wonderful if you've got an open relationship or a very communicative relationship and you can heal that stuff. But a lot of us 8th house folks, we will attract people who don't necessarily want to heal. And it leaves us stuck. And it is a bitch. Because we want to give everything. And we want that partner to give everything back. Because we think they operate the same way. And they don't. It can lead to codependency. Codependency, that even can, I know for myself and any moon Plutos out there, oh, big time. If you, I can probably almost guarantee, if your moon Pluto, more than likely your mom, or, you know, I don't like to just leave it to the mom. Sometimes your dad as well, can create a very anxious environment in your childhood, filled with anxiety. And that anxiety is just going to translate to codependency as you get older. So, you know, it's all this sort of backdoor, you know, the dark hall sort of stuff that, you know, many of us don't get, you know, to walk those halls and look at those dark paintings on the wall and really get into what, you know, you as the artist, you painted this dark picture. What is it that you were trying to to get through. You see the light at the end of the hall, but we stay stuck in these dark passages with our partners, with ourselves. So in the not letting go part, right, being stuck in that dark hall, constantly feeling a, I don't want to say it's not as if you have a mission, because it's not a mission. It's something in yourself that you can't face to heal, if that makes sense. You're looking for that in the partner. Once again, circling back to codependency, you're looking for that in the partner, or you're willing to exude all of that energy into the person in hopes that you get it back. So think about, in the vicious cycle where you can't let go, because I was there. It's not necessarily your job. And if someone's not willing to recognize those things that do need to be transformed, and I know I can say this because I can say this, right? And I'm not you, and I'm not in your shoes. I can say I've been there. You've got to learn to heal, to recognize the love that you are, the love that you're now bringing to yourself. It perpetuates. It's continual, and that self component of love, that help with Venus, Pluto, with a smidge of the moon, can help you release the stuck cycle of possibly, that very tired relationship, or very toxic, or very draining, just anything that keeps you tied. I know a lot of us Venus Pluto, because I have Moon, Venus, and Pluto in a very tight conjunction. Uranus, I think, is at 9 degrees. Anyway, because I've been there, and I said, it'll be 10 years from now, and I'll be thinking of him, and we're just this tie. We have this tie. You don't have this tie. Once you kind of get over this hump of realizing a sense of true self-love, that the cycle changes. Your views go pow out the window, and you completely reconstruct how you viewed yourself while in that tumultuous love state with your partner. You transform it, and you let it go. You set it free, like with the best intention. Although I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, fuck that, let them go. Okay, fine, I get it. There's some partners out there that are rotten, and yes, I understand. But if you're able to take your heart center and just kind of release it, it's twofold to you. It comes back to you. Two Plutonians in a relationship, especially if one is what I would consider a evolved, and the other Plutonian not evolved. You guys, you're just going to destroy each other. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be the constant battle of wills. And that's what you'll more than likely set out to do, is simply annihilate. Then you have the two very evolved Phoenix types, and that's just a beautiful thing. It's very healing. And I know there's far more aspects to, you know, synastry and all that, and it can point to Chiron and other things. I get that, but I want to specifically talk about those folks' view with 8th house planets and how that struggle in love is almost like, oh my, you know, your skin is being ripped off you, right? You feel like you're just blown apart. And I'm here to reinforce that once you're able to kind of recognize a self-undoing, it's like relearning love all over again, or what is considered, you know, the LOVE word in our society today. I think it's just so battered and bruised, but that's beside the point. And also, you know, sometimes it takes a lot of work. I can say this for myself. A lot of this stuff can point back to childhood. You might find that you're still in a relationship with your mom or dad. That's where I got help with Jung. Thank God. Anyway, so I know it doesn't answer a whole lot of questions, but I hope it gave some perspective that the exchange you're having, you may be forcing yourself to do actually more harm than good. Because if you're not seeing these healing effects and you're still stuck, if you're broken up and you're still stuck in a state of 2 years, then, oh my God, what am I going to do without this? You haven't healed. So it's all about healing. And if anything, that is hallelujah, 8th house theme. Always, every day. So anyway, I hope I covered some of it. If I haven't, please send me an email and say, hey man, you totally forgot the part about... Anyway, just thought I'd kind of fit that in. I might do more 8th house stuff, depending on requests. So take care. Bye.